The Nintendo Switch 2 has finally been released. After years and years and, oh, you guessed it, even more years of waiting, we finally made it to the launch of a new system. It's exciting, it's huge, it's probably still gonna have Joy-Con drift if Nintendo's confidence is anything to go by, but for the people who don't play Mario Kart, an honest question you may be thinking is, what do I play on this thing? While there are, honestly, a lot of good games that I could recommend, I'm gonna try and save you some money, because you own a Switch 2 at launch, you're definitely gonna need my help here, and direct your attention towards your pre-existing Switch library. And of course, since I'm me, I'm specifically talking about the Kirby games. Whether you're a longtime Fluffle fan or an excoriatingly excited newcomer, you can probably tell that I am a huge fan of Kirby speedrunning. And while there are a lot of reasons for that, I'm gonna leave it there. If you want to hear more, I've literally got a video ranking the Kirby speedruns that you can do on the Switch. Just listen to me gush there. But with the launch of the Switch 2, something pretty insane has happened to Switch 1 games. And no, I'm not talking about the Switch 2 versions of them. The Star-Crossed World is going to be its own beast. I'm plenty excited for that. But what about the Switch 1 version of Forgotten Land on Switch 2? This is very confusing. Well, before getting into anything, here's some footage of Kirby and the Forgotten Land on the Switch 1. Amazing game, love the speedrun, hammer jump, cut, patch, LMAO. But here's Kirby entering a door. And there's the load screen, loading, and done. Now, out of all the Switch Kirby games, Forgotten Land easily has the best load times. They aren't very long, the animation here is cute, and I wouldn't complain about it at all. But what if we take this very same game and apply some $450 magic to it? Well, yeah, even for a game with load times like Forgotten Land, there's a huge upgrade here. Across a speedrun, it's hard to state how much time you're saving overall, since not every load for every load screen is the same. Not to mention the time gap between loads for doing something like entering a door isn't the same as entering or exiting a level. Still, you're bound to save a few seconds at least across an entire speedrun. The world record for any percent is a bit over an hour and a half after all. Even if you save half a second for every load, there's like tons of loads. I didn't count, but trust me, don't worry, you know you can trust content creators on YouTube. But for real, this actually, unironically, it does save you time. But we're just talking about Forgotten Land here. Again, amazing game, but it's not the only Switch Kirby. But it was the only Switch Kirby that had good load times, which, for the sake of this video, is kinda sorta a huge monumental deal. Sadly, as I am a Switch 2-less Switch 1 owner, I couldn't test any of these on my own. Any Switch 2 footage that you're seeing in this video was recorded in a very fun hour-long session with my girlfriend Nico. She was able to record everything except Return Deluxe, which speedrunners are all over, so it's okay, and Dream Buffet, which, okay, I've got nothing, but someday we'll see what those load times are like. I've archived the whole recording session that Nico and I had together on my Patreon if you'd like to see for yourself just how crazy things got. I want to see it if you at least make it to the end, or if you die for, oh, it's so over. Oh, it's so over. Okay, just revive the others. Just revive the other. Okay, it's fine. Just revive the others. You can get the blast. Hurry, revive. 5 seconds could be enough time. It's not over. Come on. Blue Kirby, no! Oh, and I know Patreon is not free, but if you want to do something for free, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. They help the reach of my videos get larger and allows you, yes you, to be notified when I upload a lot sooner. Anything helps, thank you. What came as a pretty big disappointment to me was Kirby Fighters 2. Not that this one has the absolute worst load times or anything, and as it stands, this actually does run at 60 FPS just fine, but when you're doing a long run like this and really don't want to deal with the undesirable load times, yeah, the load times being almost identical on Switch 2, that really stinks. I don't understand why this had to be the one game with next to nothing to say about it. I'm really bummed because I like the game a lot, and the category too, but I mean, this doesn't lose you time, that's good, but duh. It's also a similar story with Super Kirby Clash, although the time save here is a lot easier to see. I should mention that with all of these games, nothing has functionally changed. The Switch 2 is only kinda running these games natively. It's a bit hard to explain in full, and honestly, I'm not even sure this is quite perfect. The Switch 2 just came out, give a pup a break, okay? But basically, there's a hybrid between Switch 1 emulation and the Switch 2 natively running Switch 1 games when you play them on the Switch 2. Emulation oftentimes results in things like faster load times. My beloved Kirby Superstar Ultra on Wii U has, sugary high cutscenes, let's just say, but due to the Switch 2 natively running these games enough, you really only feel the perks and things like faster load times. Again, very simplified. I'm sure it sounds like I'm getting details wrong, but hey, you can trust a content creator on YouTube, right? Okay, now for the interesting stuff. I've saved these two for last because there's the most to talk about with them. Let's start with the one that lets you brutally maim enemies with a giant fish, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. At a glance, this isn't the biggest deal. In Nunny Noon 2, for some reason being the level with the longest load times, we know saves about 2.5 seconds on Switch 2 compared to Switch 1 thanks to Shiro. With every other level having shorter loads, it stands to reason that less time is saved, right? Well, that's sort of true, but instead of theorizing about numbers, let's actually look at some proof. That's right, unlike basically every other game that we're talking about today, Return Deluxe runners have been on top of their game with a run for both Magolor Epilogue All Stages and Story Mode 100% being done by GC Notes and NURR, respectively. I think both of these are fairly self-explanatory in terms of what the categories themselves actually mean, so let's just get to the good stuff. How much time do they save? Well, a lot. GC Notes was able to save a full minute and a half in Magolor Epilogue All Stages, a run that typically takes about an hour, maybe less. And I mean, okay, it isn't the biggest deal, like GC Notes is the world record or anything. Oh wait, GC Notes is actually the world record holder for Magolor Epilogue. This is a really legit time save. Oh my, oh dear. Meanwhile, the 100% story mode run is, let's just say, longer than an hour. The current world record by Yoshi030906, we love numbers and usernames around here, is a bit over 2 hours and 45 minutes, for context. If a minute and a half is saved on Magolor mode, that doesn't even take an hour, how crazy are the time saves going to be here? Surely it can't be that bad. I mean, Return Deluxe's load screens, they have so much flavor and personality to them. That totally makes up for the fact that they take forever and have absolutely no reason to be as long as they are. Surely I'm building this up for nothing. Oh, that's 2.5 minutes worth of time save on loading screens alone. Huh. And the craziest part of all this, as per Noop's own admission, this run had 7 deaths. 7! Sure, they also got all 7 wing mixes correctly, but 7 deaths. Absolutely no shade on Noops at all here. Great runner, and to be frank, I make more mistakes than this over the course of 3 hours in Superstar Ultra. I totally get it. But if you're already saving 2.5 minutes, and you need to factor in the fact that you died 7 times, and the world record for this category is about 7 minutes faster than this time, this category is being changed forever, thanks to the Switch 2. And it's just for 2 modes here. Sure, 100% story mode is probably the most egregious example of runs for sane people. I see you, Kirby Master, you and your 9 to 12 hour run on Switch 1 can't hide from me. But this isn't even touching on any percent, or just sheer convenience for arena runs, or my category GOAT, that is bizarrely also my least favorite mode in the game casually, any of the Merry Magoland categories, specifically 100 missions, because I like that one the most, and no, I'm not biased. Why would you even say that? My point is, Return Deluxe very well could return to the spotlight very soon. I'll see myself out on that one. Thank you very much. Except I won't, because Kirby Star Allies has some of the worst load times in the entire series on Switch 1. Now, I'll have exact numbers on screen for those of you who use your gorgeous eyes to watch my slop, but I don't think I need to tell you that these load times are bad. And unlike Return Deluxe, there's no flavor to them, so I can't even sarcastically comment about how jiggling keys in front of your face isn't a good enough distraction for long loads. Truly a worst case scenario. But hey, you know, this is the Switch 2. I wonder how much faster these loads are. Well, let's see. Let's just enter this door, look at the loads, and holy smokes, it's already done? Look, I don't know much about the actual numbers overall. I'm sure an any percent run has way less loading than something like Return Deluxe's Hundo Story Mode, but what I can say is that the load times in Star Allies feel horrendous on Switch 1. Nobody's done a run on Switch 2 yet, so we don't have anything really verifiable, but come on, use your eyes here. These load times are a lot better, and this goes for the entire game. Similar to Return Deluxe, you've got a lot of options for categories to run. Story mode, load times are way better. Guest Star Allies, load times are way better. The Ultimate Choice, a category that doesn't even factor in load times since we use the in-game timer, feels way better to run now that the load times aren't these, but instead are these. And look, Heroes in Another Dimension, this also has better load times, but also, that legendary Mage Sisters fight, you know, the one that melts all of the ants living inside of your Switch, runs totally fine now. Holy smokes, I frankly never thought I'd see this in my life. Yo, but Claire, the game still runs at 30 FPS, blah, blah, whatever. The game feels good to play, the load times are incredible, that's all that matters to me, okay? So, at the end of the day, what have we learned here? That load times are important for speedruns? Well, yeah, of course you're crazy if you try to argue that point, but also that, hey, give some love to those Switch 1 games that you could have another go around with on the Switch 2. Speedrunner or not, I think we can all appreciate smooth load times, fun Kirby games, and deep dives into what make these speedruns absolutely insane. And if you do try these games again and find that you like them even more, hey, my whole channel is about speedrunning Kirby games, so maybe give some of my other videos a watch to learn more about these games that are so cool. Watch those videos, like those videos, subscribe to the channel, but that one only do once because if you unsubscribe, it'd be very, very sad. Have a great time. If you would like to go the extra mile, please consider becoming a Puptrin on Patreon or a Mempup on YouTube. You get nifty perks, which are a lot of different things, honestly, but very notably that over hour-long cut of Nico playing Kirby games on Switch 2 that I was talking about before. Very special thanks to my head-patting Fluffle fan Puptrins and Mempups, Freakish Uproar, Lydia Scribe, Heavy Points, Galaxy Fan 4, and Nightfall. I love you all! And until I see all of you again, I have been Claire. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you around. Bye-bye!